Hello! In this video, you will get an overview of an atomic automation system architecture. We're going to take a look at how an atomic system is structured, which components are involved there, and how they interact. This is the big picture. Here you can see the central building blocks: the automation engine, which is the heart of the system, a central database or a DB cluster where all the definitions and execution data are stored, then the Atomic Web Interface, or AWI for short, as the user interface, and of course the agents, which run on your destination systems where the jobs are executed. All clear? Then let's go one level deeper. Let's start with the automation engine. It consists of several processes. These include, for example, the JVP's Java work processes and the classic VP's work processes. The number of these processes depends on the size of your system. You can find information about this in the documentation sizing guide. There are three types of processes for communication: the JCP, which is the modern standard for communication with agents, and the AWI. Then the CP, which is only used for legacy purposes, for example, agents that do not support TLS or the call API, and the REST process, which provides the Automic REST API. All processes are directly connected to the database. Apart from the server processes, only the database utilities have a direct connection to the Automic database. You need these utilities, for example, for certain maintenance tasks. You can distribute the Automic server processes across multiple servers for load balancing, high availability, or both. Let's move on to the AWI. It is the central user interface. It runs on a Tomcat or also standalone with Jetty and connects to the engine via Java API along with REST. You access it through your browser, ideally via HTTPS. And of course, there are also the agents. They control processing on the destination system such as Unix, Windows, ZOS, SAP, or databases. The agents execute jobs and file transfers. Since version 21, agents generally use TLS and communicate with the JCP. Older or more exotic agents still require the CP. For file transfers between TLS and non-TLS agents, there is the TLS gateway. The gateway mediates between the two worlds, establishes its own connection to the engine, and appears there as a completely normal agent. You can manage both the agents and server processes with the Service Manager, either locally over the network or using the Service Manager dialog. The engine can even communicate directly with the Service Manager, for example, to start agents via AWI. This means that if you want to start an agent within the AWI communicates with the automation engine. The automation engine forwards the message to the Service Manager via JCP, which then ultimately starts the agent process. Optionally, you can also use Analytics, a separate component with its own architecture and database. We are deliberately leaving that out here. Maybe you'd like to send emails directly from Automic? Of course, that's possible too. The VPs then communicate directly with your mail server. Agents can do that as well, by the way, for example, to send output files as attachments. A quick note on authentication. You can also connect Automic to Active Directory or LDAP. This also works with the VPs or JVPs. It's even possible to set up single sign-on with Kerberos or XAML. That way, you only have to enter your password once. Since version 24.4, the optional component Automation AI adds generative AI features to the Automic automation engine. It serves as a proxy between the AE and a large language model, such as Gemini, OpenAI, GPT, or a local Ollama model. And it also provides its own REST API. And so, that was the overview. In the next videos, we'll go into detail of what server processes there are exactly and what do they do. And also which deployment options are actually available for Automic.